Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a flip through of my 2024 reading journal. For the first page, it goes straight into the books that I've read all throughout 2024. So each individual space, I will write the title of the book that I read, and then I will color it in based on the star rating that I gave it. And then I also made this little cheat sheet here so that I can remember what ratings go with which color. And then for the photo frames here, I just did quick sketches of the books that I enjoyed in 2023. I'll go ahead and put their covers up here so that way you can see what they are. And then I made these Dutch doors so that if I read more than my goal for the year, I can go ahead and put those in there as well. My goal for 2024 is to read 48 books. And I'll also put in a quick video of what my bookshelf looked like in 2023 for that journal so you can see it all colored in. When we go on to the next spread, this is the books this year page. These are books that made me laugh or made me cry. They're also books that I have learned from and books that I would reread. This is still in the category of books read. And then whenever I end up finishing one of these books that fit into this category, I will print out a little photo cover of the book, and then I'll just paste it in. And here's a comparison to my 2023 journal. It's still the same categories: made me laugh, made me cry, books I learned from. The only ones that I didn't include were the best series, because I realized that I don't really finish many series. And then going on to the next page is my alphabet challenge. So once I finish a book that starts with whatever letter it correlates with, I will color in the background and then I will paste in a photo of that book. Then this way it will end up looking something like this from 2023. I just love how colorful it is, and it's easier to see which books I still need to read for the end of the year. The next spread, also in challenges, is the Read the Rainbow challenge. This one I will also just paste in photo covers of each book that I've read that correlates with the color. And then in 2023 it looked something like this, but I noticed that I don't really fill up each and every category all the way to the bottom of the page. And I really read a lot of books that have more black covers or more white covers. So I decided to change that in my 2024 journal. So I just made the white and the black lines extend further out, and then I shrunk down the ones of color so I can only fit 2 there. Then going into my Goodreads challenge, the spread is almost identical to my Goodreads challenge in 2023. I've ended up filling in each block by the month that I read. So they were all one color for January, all one color for February, etc. and etc. I like it better that way than just filling it out all in the same color, just so this way I can see how many books I read per month. And then at the very end, I will just write in the total books that I've read. Then the next challenge that I have is my reading bingo. I will go ahead and write in the book that I've read that correlates with the square, and then I will color it in as a circle so that it kind of looks like a bingo dauber. And then this was 2023 and how it turned out so far. It is still November, so I still have some time to update this and fill out more. And then on to the last challenge of my 2024 reading journal is the titles on my shelf to be read. So these are all the ones that I own and that I still need to get to. So I just pasted in the covers of them. And then when I finish reading one of them, I will go ahead and write the stars that I gave it underneath. And then that way I can see which ones I really liked and which ones I didn't at the end of the year. And then we go into my best books category. So this is best book by month. Similar to when people do a book bracket and they decide which book is best of the year, but I feel like that's too much pressure for me. So I like to just see which ones I really liked during each month. And then that way I don't have to pin them together based on January versus February in case those are both bad months, etc., etc. And then this way I can just narrow it down to which ones I really liked. Also in my best books category is my 5-star reads. This is one of my favorite spreads that I use all the time every year. So whenever I finish a book that I gave 5 stars, I just write in the title there, and then it's really helpful. So with my 2023 reading journal, I just filled up each one, and then whenever anybody asks me for a book recommendation, I can quickly just flip to this page and I can see which ones I really liked, and then I can ask like which genre that they're looking for, and I know which ones to recommend. Get into my annual tabs. So this is my genre tracker. So at the end of every month, I will go through and see which genre I've read, and I will fill them out accordingly. I like to leave some blank spaces at the very end because sometimes I end up reading genres that I wasn't expecting to, and then I can just put them in there. And then this is how it will look at the end of the year. This is just for my 2023 journal so far. It's a good way to find out the totals of the books that you've read at the end of the year if you like to keep track of any of your stats. And then this is my yearly stats. These I really like to look back on every month. So we have my books read, pages read, 5 stars, audio versus physical or ebooks. We also have books that I got from the library or books that I read that I owned. People of color, female authors, and male authors. This way I can just fill it out at the end of the month, and then it will look something similar to this as well. I like this page more than my genre page because each one is individually filled out. And then lastly, in my annual tabs is my storybook statistics. And on this page, I will have the total books that I've read, the total pages that I've read, and then I will have the moods of the books, and that'll correlate with this pie graph here. It's pretty bare now, but I will just put up the storybook statistics so far and how colorful they are now. And then that'll look something similar by the end of the year when I fill this up. So that way everything is full of color in my entire journal. Then we have my page numbers, the pace of the books that I've read, and then this last pie chart will be the fiction versus nonfiction. And then on this side, we have my average star ratings. So I will fill up how many 1 stars I've given, 2 stars, etc., all the way up until 5. And then we have a section for my most read authors. I will put the author's name here, and then I will write how many books that I've read from each of them. And then the very last page of my 2024 reading journal is a reference page. This is my star rating scale. It's 5 stars is amazing, a keeper, would read again, and would recommend. And then 4 stars is a great book, enjoyed it, could be better, would recommend. 3 stars is that the book was okay, glad I read it, would not recommend. And then it goes down from there. I just like keeping one of these so that way I can glance back if I'm in between at 2 or 3 stars and see if I really enjoyed that book or if I didn't. And then this is compared to 2023. I just made them into chipboards that you would get from a hardware store, and then they have the same exact writings on them, so the same exact scale. And the other half of it is a grid spacing guide that I can use throughout the rest of my journal. Thank you so much for watching my 2024 reading journal setup. And then I will just go ahead and do a quick flip through of my 2023 journal so far. And I will do a further video going more into detail of it. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of inspiration of how to fill out your own reading journal for 2024 if you decide to make one, and how to fill up each book that you've read. Some I like to put moving parts into, some I like to do smaller, but I'll go over more of that in detail on the 2023 reading journal video. Thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate all of you. Have a good day. Bye.